Hello. Welcome, everybody. How wonderful. Audience, faces. No Zoom faces, actual faces. How wonderful. Give yourself a round of applause. I'm happy to have an audience. Welcome to the 7th edition of the CONTENTshift-Accelerator Awardshow. And I was lucky to be present at 6 of them. And I have seen fantastic, creative, cutting-edge startups perform here. And it's always a pleasure to be part of this award show. So let me tell you a little bit about the CONTENTshift-Accelerator. Through the CONTENTshift-Accelerator, the Börsenvereins group sort of supports startups with innovative business ideas, and you don't necessarily have to, like, the idea doesn't have to originate from the book industry, but if you have cool, innovative ideas that are useful to the book industry, then you can also apply for this program. For instance, for optimizing metadata or publishing processes or tools for content creation. And let me tell you a little bit about how this all works. So from March to May, you can apply for this program if you're a startup, and then 10 startups are handpicked. They are then able to pitch in front of a jury. This jury then chooses the finalists to come here to Frankfurt and compete for the winner CONTENTshift-Accelerator Startup. I'm thinking of what the title. It's very complicated. CONTENTshift-Accelerator Startup of the Year. So we have some fantastic startups again this year. And if you are an industry player and this sounds appealing to you, you can invest in this program, and then you get direct access to the startups and you become part of the jury. This year's jury consists of Lehman's Media, Thalia, Cornelsen, Junfermann, Hugendubel, T. Neues, Mans, Börsenvereins Group, MVB, and as a partner of the program from outside the industry, SAP Next Gen Innovation Network. So now I'm going to tell you a little bit about what's going to happen on stage today. The startups are going to come on stage. They've got 5 minutes to pitch. It's an old Frankfurt book fair tradition. If you go over the 5 minutes, you have to pay a drink for everybody in the room. Remember this. So anyway, 5 minutes you've got to pitch. Then there's going to be a short Q&A round. So as we have audience, if you have any questions, please jot them down, because it's nice to have questions from the audience, and it's also really helpful for the startups. And otherwise, I have to ask the questions. So then we're going to have the startups pitch. After that's all done, we're going to have Stephanie Penk come up on stage from T. Neues Publishing House, and she's going to announce the winner of this year's CONTENTshift-Accelerator Award Show. So very exciting. So I think, without further ado, I'm going to start with our first startup, ACTitude, which offers easy-to-understand online psychological courses based on acceptance and commitment therapy, providing skills that can be immediately applied. Unfortunately, the CEO, Diana Hutt, cannot be here today, which is really sad, because I was really looking forward to talking to her. She's a psychologist, and she works with the acceptance and commitment therapy since a couple of years, so it would have been really interesting. But unfortunately, she's not here. But she's recorded a video, which I'm going to show you now.
Wieso bringt uns eigentlich niemand bei, wie wir mit Liebeskummer, dem Alltagsstress und Selbstzweifeln umgehen können? Wir alle stehen immer wieder vor diesen emotionalen Herausforderungen des Alltags. Und genauer gesagt sind 18 Millionen Deutsche jährlich psychisch belastet. Doch nur 3 Millionen davon suchen sich professionelle Hilfe. Mit ACTitude sind wir eine neuartige Anlaufstelle. Bei Problemen, über die wir mit niemandem sprechen wollen, fragen wir meist Dr. Google. Deshalb richten wir bei ACTitude unsere Inhalte nach beliebten Suchanfragen aus. Unsere Beiträge klären auf und leiten dann zu unseren Kernprodukten, den Online-Kursen. Das Besondere an diesen Online-Kursen ist, dass sie sich den NutzerInnen anpassen, denn es gibt nicht den einen Weg, es gibt nur deinen Weg. Ein Elternteil, das sich als schlecht empfindet, wird durch andere Inhalte abgeholt als Top-ManagerInnen, die ihren eigenen Ansprüchen nicht gerecht werden. Diese personalisierten Lernpfade beziehen sich auch auf Präferenzen bei den Medien. Verweilt jemand länger in Audiolektionen, bekommt er/sie immer mehr Audios ausgespielt. Als Psychologin und Medienprofi verstehe ich mich als Bindeglied zwischen ExpertInnen und Teilnehmenden. Ich führe Videointerviews, nutze Übungen und verweise auf weiterführende Materialien. Diese helfen Menschen dann auch offline und nach Beendigung des Kurses weiterzuüben. Damit nutzen wir das Optimum aus verschiedenen Medienwelten. Wir arbeiten verstärkt mit der Akzeptanz- und Commitment-Therapie, kurz ACT, eine Weiterentwicklung der Verhaltenstherapie. Diese ist voll von Metaphern, praktischen Übungen und schaut auf unsere Sprache und Gedanken. Ich nutze zum Beispiel diese chinesische Fingerfalle total gern, um zu zeigen, dass Menschen in schwierigen Situationen vor allem eins machen, noch doller versuchen, da rauszukommen. Und dann sind sie noch mehr gefangen. Bei ACTitude zeigen wir ihnen, wie sie psychisch flexibel auf schwierige Situationen reagieren und der dann gewonnene Handlungsspielraum, die Handlungsfreiheit ermöglicht uns, das zu tun, was uns im Leben wirklich wichtig ist. Glaub nicht alles, was du denkst, ist dabei ein wertvoller Hinweis, den auch Kurt Krömer in seinem biografischen Erfahrungsbericht aufgreift. Was ihr glauben könnt, ist, dass wir mit ACTitude noch einiges vorhaben. Meine Mitgründerin Theresa Frank analysiert die Wirksamkeit unserer Kurse und entwickelt in Zusammenarbeit mit unseren NutzerInnen neue Produkte und Features. Neben weiteren Kursthemen wie zwischenmenschlichen Konflikten und dem Umgang mit Trauer und Verlust wird auch eine App Bestandteil unseres Angebots sein. Sie soll Online-Kurse mit spielerischen Elementen wie kleinen Challenges kombinieren und kann Aktivitäten in anderen Apps aufgreifen. Wenn zum Beispiel jemand das Ziel hat, weniger Online-Shopping zu betreiben, bieten wir eine kleine Auszeit, um den Shopping-Modus kurz zu unterbrechen. Aktuell erproben wir uns sowohl B2B als auch B2C. Die Zertifizierung unseres Online-Programms Umgang mit Stress als Präventionskurs ermöglicht uns B2C die Kostenerstattung durch gesetzliche Krankenkassen und B2B Steuervorteile. Sie dient als Einstieg, dass, wenn der Kurs als hilfreich empfunden wird, die Wahrscheinlichkeit ziemlich groß ist, dass jemand für Folgekurse zu anderen Themen dann zahlen wird. Perspektivisch wollen wir auch Angebote für Kinder und Jugendliche schaffen, denn hier sehen wir einen erhöhten Bedarf und die Möglichkeit, noch früher an Kompetenzen zur psychischen Gesundheit zu arbeiten. Denn wir Erwachsenen sind meist in unseren Gedanken gefangen, wie dieser Sneak Peek in unseren neuen Selbstwertkurs zeigt. Und ich denke immer noch mehr negative und positive Dinge und irgendwann wird es wirklich sehr, sehr schwer, bis ich plötzlich... Und um das aufzulösen und dir eine kleine Auszeit vom Messealltag zu geben, hier noch ein Einblick in unsere anstehende Werbekampagne.
Kleine Pause gefällig? Dann lass uns kurz durchatmen. Einatmen. Halten. Ausatmen. Nochmal kurz innehalten. Jetzt kannst du entspannt und mit neuem Fokus weitermachen. Mehr Entspannung bekommst du bei ACTitude, bezahlt von deiner Krankenkasse. Entdecke jetzt unsere Online-Kurse auf actitude.de.
Falls du jemanden kennst, die gerade gestresst ist oder der Selbstzweifel hat, zeig ihnen ACTitude. Und eine Sache, die du heute schon machen kannst, ist diesen QR-Code scannen und uns ein paar Daumen nach oben dalassen. Gerade wenn du Android nutzt, bist du vermutlich sowieso bei Google angemeldet und die Likes auf YouTube sind ja auch anonym. Gleichzeitig sorgen sie genau für die Reichweite, die wir gerade brauchen. Vielen Dank, sagt Diana Huth von ACTitude.
Did you all do the exercise? Are we all feeling relaxed now? So, our second startup is Enna. Enna simplifies the use of digital applications such as video calls or digital photo albums for elderly people or people with disabilities. The uncomplicated operating concept simply consists of a docking station and different cards for the action the user wants to perform. Please put your hands together for Toby Bili, with a Y, our first physical startup of the day.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. Glad to be here. My name is Tobias. I'm one of the founders of Enna. We are a startup based in Munich, founded in 2020. Where do I push? Next. Okay. So our mission is to fight against the digital divide that we have right now in our societies. And the fact of the matter is today that there are 10 million people alone in Germany who do not use the internet on a regular basis. And it's not because they don't want to use it, It's because digital devices such as smartphones or tablets are not well adapted to their needs. And well, who's concerned? It's mostly people with disabilities, people with sicknesses, and people in old age. And that's a really big problem because, just to give you an example, in Germany alone, there are over 8 million people who suffer from isolation or loneliness in old age. And digital services such as communication, video communication, could really make an impact here, but it's mostly too complicated, too complex to use for the target group. And we're committed to making an impact on this matter, and this is why we invented Enna. And Enna is pretty much a haptic, very easy to use operating system for commercially available tablets. And you can see Enna on the screen right here. What we did is we created the Enna dock. So Enna dock is our own hardware, which we designed, we conceived, and which is being produced for us close to Munich. And the Enna dock is connected via cable to a tablet. Could be an iPad, could also be an Android device. And this tablet runs the Enna dock app. And the Enna dock app is not operated by the touch display or complex menu structures. No, we use Enna cards, and they look like this. I brought two of them today with me. And they are pretty much haptic cards. They could remind you of credit cards. It's the same format. And they have specific orders printed on them. Like the first one right here is Tobias anrufen, so call Tobias. And as soon as someone places the Enna card on the Enna dock, the respective digital service is being executed on the dock, on the tablet immediately. And as soon as I remove the card from the Enna dock, the action ends. So you can't do anything wrong, it's always safe and secure, and grandma can use it really by herself without assistance. So we can translate pretty much any digital service there is onto these Enna cards. Like, this is also part of the reason why we're here in this program. Obviously, we can take digital content such as audiobooks, ebooks, podcasts, and so on, and translate them to Enna cards. Grandma places the Enna card on the Enna dock. Got us right around. And the podcast starts, or the ebook starts, or the audiobook will open. And this is why we're looking to connect to content providers of digital content, and this is why we're happy to be part of the program as well. These Enna cards are provided by relatives, by caregivers, and pretty much anyone who wants to support grandma or grandpa in the digital world. It's an app that's free to use. Just download it from the App or Google Play Store. Where do we stand right now? So we just finished our seed round, which allowed us to employ 3 more employees, so we're now 10, and we're about to launch on the market with Enna. Nevertheless, in the last couple of weeks, we issued some social media posts, especially on TikTok and Instagram, and they were quite successful actually, and they led to over 150,000 impressions on our webpage, even though we're not on the market yet. And well, gave us some good PR, like newspapers. They attracted the attention of Enna, and also led to a couple of pre-orders actually. So we're happy to say that we do believe that the market is ready for a product like Enna that helps to overcome the digital divide in our society. Thank you.
So Toby, actually Moritz was supposed to do this. How did he get you to do it?
Well, he did the one on Tuesdays.
So what I like about your startup is that, okay, now you're 10, but you were 9 founding members who all know each other from school.
Yeah, we're friends from school. Yeah, pretty much.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So.
Is that an advantage or a disadvantage at times, if you know each other so well?
I guess it could be both, but actually we're friends, but then again, we're also so diverse in our competences, like Moritz is a B2C expert, I'm more in the B2B field, and we have one hardware expert, a software developer, so it's really a good match, and there was no reason not to come together and found a company. I think the fact that we're friends makes it a lot easier because you get to get up every morning and work with your friends. I mean, that's the best thing that could happen to you.
Yeah. So I don't know, I think it was maybe Moritz who built the prototype, or was it you?
No, it was Jacob actually, the hardware expert.
Sorry, Jacob, that's right.
Who built the first prototype for his grandma back then. Like he was always on travels after his master's degrees, and he would send pictures to the whole family through the WhatsApp group. So grandma she started complaining because she wasn't in the WhatsApp family group because she wasn't able to operate the smartphone.
Yeah.
And back then he built this very simple Raspberry Pi computer that allowed her to, well, look at pictures and videos, and we took that idea and developed it further on.
And then he sort of had to do it for all of you guys, didn't he? And he had a full-time job.
Exactly, he had a full-time job, and it took him like a day to construct one of these computers. And I think after the 20th or so order, he started thinking, well, there obviously is a need, and that was pre-Corona. I mean, Corona obviously accelerated things for us.
Completely.
And it created public awareness for the topic of elderly people being excluded from digital services. So he then realized that there was a business opportunity there, and he liked doing it. And I mean, it's a good thing to do, I think. Yeah.
And when you started sort of custom making it for people, what feedback did you get? What did the old elderly people with disabilities sort of, what were the learnings at the beginning?
So in the first place, it was very important to develop the product with them, because if we had just developed Enna the way we looked at it and the way we use it, then there would have been so many things that would now go wrong. We learned about like colors not to use on cards, for example, or the way that the two push buttons have to be soft or hard, or how they being operated by people with handicaps who cannot use their hands so well.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, we've been doing that for a year. So we're not on the market, but we have a couple of 100 Enna docs in different nursing settings for people with handicaps and for elderly daycare. So we've already taken a lot of learnings from that test phase, I'd say. Yeah.
Okay, and so talking about the CONTENTshift-Accelerator program, what would you say were your learnings from the workshops and working with a mentor?
Mm-hmm. So first of all, it was obviously interesting to get in touch with a very prominent jury.
Who did you work with?
It was Moritz part mostly.
Oops.
But
Moritz, who was it? Pointing fingers. All these fantastic mentors.
Moritz, what we learned is that it's important to pick a focus and only start approaching big content companies if you're actually ready. And we really put the focus on developing our product so that it really works, and so that now we're able to integrate digital content offers. We learned that you have to understand what the other side needs, and we're not quite sure because we have like 50 docs in the market right now, but I think by the end of the year we'll have 2,500. So that will allow us to better understand the needs and the wishes of our target group, what they would like to listen to, what they would like to read, what they would like to see. And with that knowledge and with that data, we can better approach big companies and, maybe to create the first pilot use cases together.
Sounds absolutely promising. I already know a few people who would probably need that doc. Yeah. Are there any questions in the audience? No questions? No questions. Well, thank you so much, Toby.
Thank you very much.
Good luck. And yes, our third startup is Heimsafari, which offers treasure hunts for children combining analog hiding places with app-based puzzles and adventures. Who doesn't love a good treasure hunt? Fond memories of my youth come to my mind. Yes, put your hands together for founder Johannes Wohler.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I'm happy to present Heimsafari to you today. Around 2.5 years ago, when the Corona crisis first hit, we also were with our family in the lockdown. So we had the kids around, and after a few weeks, I thought about what can we do to fight the boredom, but also to fight this increased use of passive packaged entertainment like television, which of course increased a lot, especially during this time, accelerated this trend. And my question was, how can I transform our own house into a place where the kids can experience an exciting adventure? And that was basically the reason why I created the first Heimsafari prototype. At Heimsafari, we believe in the value of the real world, and that in every space you can create exciting experiences for kids. And this is basically, in Heimsafari, we create these experiences using stories, puzzles, and a digital app. And with the Heimsafari app, we offer kids the possibility to experience exciting adventures in their own home and surroundings. The bathroom magics into a waterhole, where the kids play a puzzle with elephants, or the cave under the bed turns into a troll's den, where they need to basically then fight themselves through a maze. And finally, they find a treasure. So how does Heimsafari concretely work? First of all, in the app, the parents pick a story, and then they need to print out the puzzle pages. So that's 8 to 10 pages. And what they do then is they hide these pages in their house and take with the app photos of this place. What I didn't expect is that I got a lot of feedback from parents that the parents loved this kind of thing. Like they loved hiding the paper and loved making these photos for the kids. So already for the parents, there was excitement around this. And then the kids, so the app guides the kids through the story then and to the places where they find the puzzles. And then they solve the puzzle with cutting, with math, with putting things together. That's a real collaborative, real-world experience. And when they are done, they get a code which they put in the app, and then the story continues. And these stories are put in using multimedia content, can be text and image only, but also can be audio, so that a speaker basically is telling the story to the kids. So what are the benefits here for the families, but also the publishers to work here with Heimsafari? For the kids, it's a mean to use their imagination to basically fully immerse in stories, to become the heroes of the stories. So if you use characters you know from a book or something, now you're experiencing an adventure with this character now in your own home. For the parents, it's a huge time saver. So they can set up a story, an adventure in their home within a few minutes. And one of the biggest use cases here is actually what I saw so far from the last year are actually kids' birthday parties, treasure hunt. Many of you maybe who have kids know this experience, like the kids want a treasure hunt, and it's a lot of work to do a good one. And the app is used a lot for this, for example. For publishers, Heimsafari is an opportunity to bring their story universes into as an experience into the home of the families. So they can experience these story universes. It's basically also an upsell in this area. And Heimsafari is a hybrid concept which actually works, which is also very interesting in the talks what I saw with publishers so far, because you have paper and you have a digital app. And for the kids, the transition between digital and the app is very natural. And this works very well. So Heimsafari's mission is to provide real-world experiences using the story, the puzzles, and the app. And the work is really, and one of the cornerstones is working a lot with partners. We have on the publishing side partners bringing in the stories basically and the universes. On the marketing side, partners who have the reach to the families. And if you are interested in one of these areas, just let me know. So we are looking for more partners here. Last but not least, you can experience Heimsafari yourself here at the book fair, together with the Syndikat, so the Crime Authors Association, Syndikat der Mörderische Schwestern. We installed a stationary Heimsafari in the Hall 3, and you can experience that with a lot of authors who took part of that. That's it. Thank you very much. I fear I need to spend some drinks.
Johannes, I'd like to know about how you created these stories, because I think you have 4 kids.
Yes.
That's a lot of kids.
That's
so,
a lot of kids.
at home, I mean, you developed these ideas. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so we have right now 3 prototypes, like the 3 stories that are in. And I actually developed them with my kids, so with my older daughter. So
How
together,
old is she?
She's now 12. So we sat together and really did this kind of like writing the stories, writing the riddles, having her also learning how to use, in the beginning, the first riddles or puzzles were done like using PowerPoint. So she created PowerPoint with that. So it was a learning experience also, and a family activity, something we did
And did you
together.
feel like a small kid again, because like going
Yes,
around
of
in your
course.
house?
I love
what could
treasure hunts.
Yeah,
I love that.
Like, love every. Are they called Schnitzeljagd?
Yeah, in
like,
Germany, yes.
Yeah,
Schnitzeljagd.
a lot of maybe a vegan
Or
option
Schatzsuche,
nowadays.
yes. Oh yes,
So,
the
yeah.
vegan Schnitzeljagd.
Yeah,
Yes.
vegan Schnitzeljagd. And did you get feedback from other kids? Because I have the feeling, obviously, kids nowadays always everybody's used to smartphones. How was it for them to translate into the analog world and go on a treasure hunt as we knew it from our younger days?
At least the feedback. So right now we have, just to give you a bit context, the app right now has around nearly 2,000 times stories has been played through by families. So there was a lot of feedback already, and very good feedback from the parents. There was never a discussion or question about this mix, interestingly, because it's so intuitive. You know, the story is in the app, you listen to it or you read it, and then, okay, now I need to do something to get further. I do this with the paper, and then, okay, I get a result. How is the story going on? So there was never a discussion about this,
Okay,
interestingly.
cool. And I love what you mentioned about sort of the parents also enjoying it, and because I mean, obviously we're always stuck on our screen, so it's nice to actually work with paper and this excitement of a child. Lovely
around,
idea.
yes.
And one question: if you go international, which we all, we're
International, okay.
Are you going to change the name to Heimsafari? Possibly?
I don't know.
I don't
Let's
know.
see. First of all, like the German
First
market,
German market.
is interesting
But
enough.
then
Yes.
International. Any questions in the audience? So Johannes, you can have your drink now, I think.
Oh, mine. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The next startup, Immer, is designed to encourage us also in digital form to read more for longer periods and in an enjoyable way. The app optimizes books for mobile phones or tablets according to the user's behavior. So please put your hands together for our final startup today. CEO Niels Uthoft, is that right? Uthoft? Trying to do it.
Good try, thank you. Hi everyone, I'm Niels. You pronounce Niels Uthoft. There's a little less and a little more ut. Some people, Americans think it's Klingon, but it's just an abbreviation for. Anyways. Oh. So I'm Niels. We are Immer. Happy to be able to present to you what we are all working on. People increasingly read long format text on the phone, including books. And I'm sure that you all recognize this because it's the device that you always have with you. It's always there. So you try to read, but it's such a bad experience. Everybody agrees that this reading experience, well, this is putting it very bluntly, is not so good. And in our research, people say things like, the text is so small. Where am I in the book? It's not clear what the context is. And it's so fiddly to zoom in, to take notes. These kinds of problems are very clear to most people. And the question is, why has it gone wrong? Why is it so bad right now? Well, our explanation is, digital reading has just not evolved along with the way that we use these devices. It hasn't evolved along with how we consume the media that we often consume, especially in a small form. And so at Immer, we are working on something much, much better. And we go beyond solving these practical problems that I just talked about. And I want to kind of focus on three things. The first one is using everything that the phone can do. We make a reading technology that is so nice and so smooth, it actually helps you focus quicker on a reading session. And it helps you immerse deeper in the story or the topic that you're reading about. And number two, with the tools that we make, like the book navigator and the session report, we actually help you comprehend and recollect what you read better. So we actually help you understand and remember more of what you are reading to essentially get more value out of the same books. And thirdly, we make reading more part of your life. So we have social reading, but we also have features that help you establish or grow your reading habit, reading during the day. And this is also something that especially the phone allows for, because you always have it with you, that creates opportunities for all kinds of reading sessions during the day. We have actually just launched our new showcase app that gives you the full Immer experience already. But I want to give just a quick look, sort of zooming in on the kinds of things that we are doing. So first of all, this is not the Immer app. Instead of filling the screen with as much text as possible, we smartly divide it into small portions that belong together, that allow you to read in a much nicer way, just portion by portion. We add some mood to it that fits with the story. And then we add things like some context with these kinds of markers. So for example, this marker shows that the author is taking a longer break here. And the marker at the bottom here shows you that this paragraph actually continues onto the next screen. And here you also saw a key part of the Immer experience. Everything moves nicely, it moves smoothly. So it creates this really phone native, really smooth and nice reading experience. Another thing is the progress ring right here at the bottom. This shows you the progress in the session that you are currently reading. So you know that in a couple of minutes' time, you have a good stopping point and a satisfied feeling when you close the book and do something else. So this is the reading experience. And whenever you need them, it's possible to go out of this reading experience and have things like our book navigator that gives you a very concrete overview of the book and allows you to browse through the book in a very paper-like way. And features like the group reading and the new way of reading, note-taking that was very much inspired by social media. So that's just a quick look. Actually, what we create is, you could call it an all-in-one reading product, and that it's only possible thanks to the custom technology, the unique technology that we built to run all of this. What makes it so unique? Basically, we can take any piece of long-form text and tailor it to any device or preference automatically using text analysis. And that means that the reading style, the way the book looks, and the reading tools that are offered to you can be different for each reader, for each use case. We don't just do this for a single piece of text. We actually can take entire catalogs of books or other long-form text and process them automatically. And on top of that, because all of this happens in a closed system, the processing of books and the reading is done in the same setup. So that also allows us to give deep and actionable insights into the usage of readers to our customers. So our product very much has the end user in mind, but our customers are companies and institutions that are in the business of reading. Those people say things to us like, users only skim our content, students are always on the phone and not to read books. Lawyers have to process so many white papers, and they too are trying to do it on their phone in their lunch breaks. So we see our customers as being professional and academic publishers, reading platforms, and the service providers of libraries and education. So essentially, wherever readers are, wherever they get their books, wherever they get their reading material, that's where we want to be with our solution, so that the reading during the day in practice on this device is so much better. Why do they work with us? Well, by offering that great reading experience, it's not just nice, it is essential to increase how much people read, how much they spend, And we think that might also be a great way to grow your market share, be a little bit more unique compared to your competitors. So to show how this might look in practice, here are a few examples of use cases. This is an example of a white label library app, especially targeted at young readers. In the middle is an integration of our technology in a popular ebook platform. And finally, the example of a legal publisher that provides their content through our showcase app. We charge a tier-based monthly fee for different ways to access our technology. We're in the middle of kind of going from going direct to consumers to this business-to-business setup. So we're learning a lot, but we're making big leaps already, also thanks to the CONTENTshift program. We're aiming to have a small number of big customers in EU countries in the coming year. And the nice thing is that these kinds of companies have already been reaching out to us. So we're already in the phase of setting up pilots, negotiating terms. So it's actually going quite well, I'm happy to say. We're in this for the long haul. Immer's mission is to be a profitable and social company building the best reading technology to help more people read more. And we kind of divide the world into 3 groups. And so we've been talking so far about this first group of people who already are reading on the phone but are having a very poor experience. Then there's a second group that I think we all know quite well, of traditional readers who do read, sometimes a lot, but they don't do it on the phone. We think we can show them a real good alternative, show them that actually on the phone it can be really great. And finally, there's this group that we would all love to reach, but it's just super hard that these people are not reading. Why are they not reading? We think that by creating a new way of reading, almost turning it into a new medium of sorts, we can make it so attractive that some people will start to pick up books again. And that gets us into full UN Sustainable Development Goal territory of SDG 4 about quality education for everybody. I have no clue where I am in the 5 minutes thing. I guess the drinks are on me. I have some final notes to make. I'll try to do it fast. Why are we the right team for this job? I'm a published author. I've also worked for games companies like Nintendo and have been researching digital reading for almost 10 years now. My co-founder Lennart, he has been building apps for 15 years. Together we have a lot of entrepreneurial experience and we have a really talented and growing team. Why should you believe us? We did user and technical validation in the Netherlands with a lot of publishing partners already. We have scientific validation with the Radboud University that we did a joint study with. We won the Renew the Book Innovation Award last year in the Netherlands, and we hope to win the German Renew the Book as well. That's what we're here for. Fingers crossed. Final proof of validation is we have been able to do our research and development so far thanks to a group of great angel investors who bring a lot of knowledge to our company, but also the fact that they trust us so much that they believe in us and in our vision, I think says a lot. We're working right now on closing our 3rd angel round, which is also going quite well. There are maybe 1 or 2 tickets still available, so if anyone's interested, you can walk up to me and whisper the secret word, which around this time should be Mahlzeit. I will skip the recap just for time's sake. This is our recap. It's all in here. But I do want to mention that our showcase app is live for a small group, specially selected. If you go to this URL, immer.app/reader, you can go on the wait list. We'll invite you. You'll be able to download our showcase app, and you can actually upload the ebooks you already own to try the Immer experience. So I'll go here, try the app, let us know what you think, and see you later. Thanks for the attention.
Niels, you just mentioned that the CONTENTshift Accelerator, there were a lot of learnings. Can you tell us what you learned in this phase?
Well, yeah, it's kind of funny. I already sort of alluded to it. We came here as a business-to-consumer company. We wanted to bring our platform to consumers directly, and we were here to talk to German publishers to put their books into our app and have a German version. There were already companies knocking on our door saying, hey, this looked great, we want to use this. And we said, no, that's not our plan. Sorry, can't help you. The jury members, our coaches, they really helped us see the light of this business-to-business path. And why is it, in the end, now that we finally made this pivot, why is it so great? Because what we are good at is the technology. It's a unique technology that doesn't exist in the world, that makes that reading experience so much better, and is also very flexible, actually. So it can be applied to these different use cases. So we can focus on the technology, and our customers can take care of reaching a lot of readers. That's what they do. And this solves the biggest problem for us. How do we reach readers? Well, now we know how to reach them. And we don't just reach people who are looking to buy books. We also can help people who want to borrow a book, or people who have to who have to read for their work. So it's just a fantastic solution in the end. And yeah, the program really helped us see the light in that sense.
Cool. And you just mentioned German publishers. Is this available in all different languages, or what is it?
It is in development, so it's set up in such a way that different languages are possible. We're the best at Dutch and English right now. German would be the next language for sure that we will focus on getting all the details right. We use things like text analysis, so it's quite specific what kind of libraries that you're using for that technology. So yeah, it takes some time to scale up to different languages, but it's possible in the end.
And I like the aspect that you mentioned that you sort of can read in a group. Is that like a little bit like a book club that you can actually exchange sort of, you know, like your experience or talk to other people about the book?
Yeah, absolutely. So the idea started with teachers reaching out to us. They said, to get my students enthusiastic about reading, it would really help if we had a fancy app like yours. And if we could read it in a classroom kind of setting where everybody sees where they are, where they can respond, and they can then chat about these responses. Of course, the teacher would like to see how far each kid has proceeded in the book. So that's why we started experimenting with that, but it would work for a book club as well, or for a group of co-workers. So yeah, that's kind of how we approach it, building these tools that work for certain settings and then can be expanded out to other use cases.
And you compared it to, well, like if we talk about ebooks, you mentioned like a few things that you've used from social media. Can you tell me your favorite gadgets that you can use for this app?
Sorry, what's your question?
Your favorite gadgets, like you had the smileys and stuff. Can you tell us, like in comparison to an ebook, you can't use any of that?
Yeah, this actually started with my daughter. She's 13. Actually, my other daughter, she's 11. She's also doing it now.
So
they
I see the
influence
daughters
each
are
other
supporting
like
the fathers. I like that aspect. It's very cool.
It's really nice to have your target
like
audience at home
you know,
too.
a percentage of the wins, you know.
And she got this idea from Book Talk of putting little post-it notes in your book.
Oh yeah.
And she uses different colors. So when there's something really romantic, she puts in a pink post-it, or when there's something really funny, she has an orange one.
Oh, cool.
And this made us think, like, wouldn't it be great if you could do that digitally as well? Like, there's this practical aspect of if you want to make a note, it's a lot of fiddling and tapping
in
wrong,
an ebook,
and it's terrible.
Handling is terrible.
So first of all, we want to fix that. But then, if you can just make a note and add a smiley, and then later on see all the smileys that you added, sort them, all that kind of stuff, that would be so great. And my daughter says that if we have that, she would use our app. So
there you go. I'm definitely going to try it out. Are there any questions in the audience? I always ask. No? They're all waiting for their drink, of course. Yeah, so you can think about what you're going to get for everybody, because you definitely were over the 5 minutes. Maybe you'll win, then you've got enough money anyway. But thank you, Niels.
Oh, so that's what the prize money is for?
Yes, actually, yes.
Thank you.
So now the moment we've all been waiting for. The winner is going to be announced in a few seconds. I just want to mention all the jury members who were involved in the decision. Olaf Carstens, Cornelsen Verlag, Nina Hugendubel and Per Dahlheimer from Hugendubel. Stefan Dietrich Junfermann, Detlef Büttner Liemans Media and Live Göritz Talier, Wolfgang Pichler Manz, Stephanie Penk T. Neues, and we have the representatives of the Börsenvereins Group, Peter Kraus from Clef. I remember him last year, he had that complicated name. Managing Director Börsenverein des Deutschen Buchhandels e.V., Ronald Schild, Managing Director MVB, and cross-industry ally Deepa Gautam Nigger, SAP Next Gen Ecosystem. So if you don't agree, those are the people to go to. And yes, now I would like Stephanie Penk to come on stage and tell us who's winning this year and why.
That's the moment. That's the moment.
Exciting.
Really? Exciting. Yeah, and yeah, we are all very excited to present today. I am very excited to present today. I have to turn it around. We are now awarding the first place of the CONTENTshift-Accelerator 2022. I've learned it. To the startup Immer. Yay! Big applause. Big applause to Niels and Leonard and all this team. You have all heard the great enthusiasm we are feeling today. Yeah, we have heard today from you. It's more than 5 minutes. We've been there for 6 months or more, together with Niels and Leonard and his team, and it was a great experience. The reason why we awarded Immer is that this business model, your business model, is convincing, comprehensible, and certainly disruptive for our company, for our industry. Yeah, so we will see that. So it's very interesting to see. You mentioned that everybody has the phone in his pocket. Everybody loves to read, and we want to reach out more to our readers. And I think you are able. We think you are able to do that. The Immer team went through a very impressive learning curve as part of the CONTENTshift-Accelerator team, and really set a clear focus. Not really at the beginning, but together with all of us, you made it. It was really interesting, very good. Together with the companies from the book sector, they want to inspire more people to read more on their mobile phones or on other devices like tablets. They have succeeded in doing this by preparing content, you've seen that offers readers new, meaningful chunks of text instead of these black texts, faces, fields you've seen here, and to enjoy and to inspire more to read. And what do we need more in these times than inspiration? Furthermore, we have no doubt that the information they collect about the reading behavior within their app will also improve or prove to be extremely helpful for us as the book sector, as the publishers here. Yeah, so we will learn a lot from what you are experiencing here within your app. So great applause for Immer again. So thank you very much.
Can I have, yeah, can you both come up on stage, because we have the big check. Come on stage, I'll go. Don't be shy, I want to do some pictures.
Okay, I'm very happy to receive gin tonic I've heard for the moment before the drinks. You see all this number here, so thank you very much. Great experience. Yeah, we are very, very lucky. I'm very proud that you are the winner here. You want to say something?
Yeah, we've been thinking a lot about being the only Dutch startup here, and also thinking that maybe trying to beat the Germans, we should try it less with soccer and more with startups. Yeah, I already said a lot about the ways you guys helped us find our focus. I guess that was enough. Thanks a lot. We're really proud of this.
I love that you have the double microphone just to make that point. So this is the very handy check which you have to carry around till you find a bank. It's very handy. We have you're going to carry it around the book fair and make some promotion for the CONTENTshift-Accelerator. Yes, thank you so much. Yes, I would ask everybody who was involved to come on stage, the jury, all startups who were all fantastic. A round of applause for you again, because you all had great ideas. Please come up on stage. We're going to do a group photo. Thank you so much for joining us. That is the wonderful winner, CONTENTshift Please, Content Shift Accelerator. You had to look, I saw that. Content Shift Accelerator Award, Startup of the Year, fantastic. Thank you so much to you guys as well. It was great. Thank you to everybody who was involved for organizing this, realizing Stephanie Perk, Miriam Wingenbach, to all our wonderful jury, all our startups, and thank you again. And join us again next year at the Content Shift Accelerator Award Show 2023. Thank you so much.